that we've been really on go for a very long time at this point. Shoot, since the top of the year, we've really been on go, and we kind of turned it up more so recently. So like, the tired is on us.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. I be feeling like more exhausted lately, but I mean, at least it's in the direction of stuff that we're working on. So it's not just feeling like we're being beat down, like by the world or nothing like that.
Yeah, I think like for me, I definitely rather feel tired from doing things that actually matter to me than being tired from doing things that just don't.
Of course.
So I like this side of the spectrum for sure, but it does kind of weigh on you still.
For sure. But at least, like you said, we are at least moving in the direction of the things, that we want to do. I want to share some of those updates. Some of the things that we're working towards.
I want you to share.
All right. Well, right now we are working on, a new book. Not just a book though, but like really kind of like an entire system that we want to be able to introduce, to the community, to everybody who rocking with us. And I'm so excited about it because I know, we came out with our challenge book a while back, and that was cool, but I do feel like it was a bit more overwhelming, like a lot of good stuff in it, but I feel like, we could do a whole lot better. And of course, after getting, feedback and things like that, we know how to simplify it, but also be able to increase the value and things like that. So I'm looking forward to being able to dump all of that knowledge, into this book that we're working on now, that I'm going to say is, like somewhere around about 70% done, maybe 65, but I'm glad that now we have something that we've been able to work on that I think it's going to be such a game changer, man, for not just those who are married, but it's going to be good, man, for people who are single, if you're seriously dating, if you're married, no matter where you are, because the book is more so about, so it'll be, book, it'll come with the accompanying guide that's going to have all of the lessons taught in the book. Is going to show you how to be able to actually effectively do those things. So you'll get the content, then you'll get the how-to behind it, and then you'll also be able to get, a couple of videos behind like our own stories about how we've actually learned these things and implemented them in our lives and came to discover them. So we get to cover really like the whole full range of like our marriage and how our thoughts became, our beliefs came what they are, and some of the things, that we've built on that has really like shaped everything that we've become together. And it's a huge emphasis on becoming the person that you desire to be, to have the life that you want and the marriage and the relationship that you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm really excited.
It's not even just about like relationships with other people. It's about relationships with your relationship with yourself as well. So I think that's the missing element that a lot of people don't have. They don't realize that they're missing that element of it, because if you have a solid relationship with yourself, you'll be able to really like dictate who you attract in a sense. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Me too, man, because I ain't gonna lie, I hate the majority of the crap that I hear about marriage and relationships these days. Most of it, man, is so watered down and it's so surface level. And then I think the difficult part of it is the fact that there's so much that isn't spoken on about the individual before you even get to the relationship or the marriage and stuff, that I don't think a lot of people really focus on.
Right.
It's a whole lot of like, being attracted to this and making this amount of money, or, doing all of these other things or whatever. Like, they talk about fitness and all of that, but it's so much more to it than what I think a lot of people talk about. And I think that the spin, if, for lack of a better way of saying it, that we put, in what we're creating is going to be a game changer. And it's not going to be overly complicated. Like, I think after revising this thing so many times at this point, like, it's going to be so simple. And it's not really going to matter. It's like a relationship book that you can apply to any area of your life, be it, you know, your finances, be it to your fitness and health journey, to your business goals or whatever. Like, it's going to apply, because the thing about it is we always talk about parallels, man. A lot of the stuff that we've learned in our marriage didn't just come from our marriage.
Right.
It came from all of the other areas in our lives that we also have been very intentional about. And as time progressed, we've learned and had the opportunity to see how some of the same principles apply in so many different areas of our lives. But what happens is most people are so focused on just one thing, if they're focused on anything at all.
Right.
And they don't reflect enough to be able to see that, I mean, the life really kind of operates based off of principles. Like, there's a couple of different things that if you establish within yourself, it will lead you and guide you to all of the other things that you want. And I think that we're on track to really like painting that picture in a simple way that's really going to be helpful.
I agree, baby.
Yeah, man. So I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
What are you looking forward to most out of being able to give this to the world?
To be honest, it might sound like low-key selfish, but that's okay. I look forward to seeing who we become as we develop this thing, as we build this thing and really like finalize certain things. I'm excited to see who we become, and that's pretty much it. Like, it's not even like, I know we want to be helpful. I know we want to make an impact. I know we want to do all these things for other people, but it's like, we have to be better. We have to keep growing. We have to keep progressing, and, you know, things like that in order for us to give people what we feel would best serve them. So it's more so like being excited for like both sides. It's like, I'm excited for who we're becoming, but also excited for who other people will become once we are able to give them this thing.
Right.
Because, I mean, even when we talk about the system or the program that we're building, it's like, it's changed and evolved so much as we've talked about it more, as we've grown so much more over these last few months. So it's just interesting to see, or I'm more excited to see, like, just how everything unfolds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so interesting, because that's really what the book is about.
Right.
It's about defining who you are, what you stand for, and deciding the journey that you want to go on, and figuring out what that looks like for yourself and for your life and your relationship, and then being willing to go on that journey of becoming.
Yes.
And so like this book, this system, this whatever we're going to ultimately call it, I don't know. Whatever it is, you know, like, as we're creating this thing, you know, like, we're having to go on a journey of really having to dissect our own marriage.
Yes.
And parts of our lives before marriage, you know, to really like paint the full picture.
I can't, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I can't even lie to you. It's been so beautiful watching us, having our conversations about before we became a us, and like really like deep diving on what it looked like, who we were as individuals before we even became a us, and how much we've changed, and the lessons we may have not learned then, but we realized we kind of implemented some stuff like intuitively, and like now we looking back, we're like, dang, that was actually pretty smart, but we probably didn't know what we were doing back then. So it's really interesting to see, like, when you actually reflect on everything as a whole, from being single to us being friends to dating to being engaged to being married. Like, it's so many different phases, and us going through that, it just, I feel like it makes us even closer, because I'm like, dang, like, we really in love. Like, we really did this thing. Like, we've really built what we've wanted from scratch. And it's amazing to see that, like, two kids who didn't come from what we've built made this, you know? So it's dope. I love it.
And the fact that we were able to get to this point, you know, in our marriage, like you said, with no guidance at all, and it really came from our intentionality with each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which really came down to all of what part 2 in the book is about. So it's three parts to the book itself. You know, I'm even trying to figure out how to talk about it.
I know.
But it is, you know, like, it's like part 1 is about the self, you know, and becoming. And then part 2 is more so about developing commitment, you know what I mean? And then part 3 is more so about, you know, the lessons that we've learned inside of our marriage and in life and things like that. But like that part 2, man, is really about how intentional we've been in our own growth, in our own journey, and what that process looks like from literally start to finish.
Right.
And what's dope about it is the process that we break down in the book, everybody's familiar with it already. We just kind of worded it a little bit different and made it simpler for people to be able to see it and recognize it in their everyday life.
Right.
So it's not, you're not learning anything new. We're making you more aware of what you already know, but didn't know the way that we're breaking it down.
Right.
So that way you can see it in yourself, in your relationships, in the goals that you're pursuing and everything. And I love that, because when we had to spend all of this time going back to reflect, man, it was challenging at times because like you said, like we weren't who we are today.
Right.
And there were so many things that we had to overcome in that process of us getting to that point of being together and being ready to be together.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the fact that we were able to still look through that process of it, just us getting ready to be with each other and still be able to see these same repeated patterns. It was the same repeated pattern when we were working on ourselves individually. It was the same repeated pattern when we were working on ourselves together. The same pattern when we started, you know, building our marriage into what it is today, when we've gotten into bodybuilding, when we've pursued business goals, when we bought this doggone house, like
parenting.
It's the same process. You know what I mean?
Right.
However, you don't really get to dictate how long you're going to be in any phase of the process. You just have to keep investing in whatever that process is. And then knowing that the payoff that you're moving toward or that you're growing toward is going to be worth it in the end. You know, and so I love the fact that it's that simple.
Yeah.
So again, it don't matter where you are in life, you're going to see this thing and you're going to be able to say like, all right, you know what, this is where I am in the process of whatever I'm moving toward, be it my intimate relationship, be it your connection with your kids, be it the pursuit of your goals. It's repeated. And I love the fact that it's that simple, because I think the problem today is people overcomplicate this thing.
Right.
They overcomplicate it. And if you know what to look for, you'll know where you're lacking in the pursuit of whatever it is, be it deepening that connection inside of your marriage or your relationship, or just reevaluating some of the relationships that you have already.
Right.
You'll see where things might be slacking if you're not getting the growth that you want, the progress that you want, or whatever the case may be. And yeah, man, I'm excited about it. Like, and it's been a long time coming, and I'm glad that we're this close, you know, to really being able to give birth to this thing, for lack of a better way of saying it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So I'm glad that we get to do this together.
I love creating with you. I love building stuff from scratch with you. Like it's always amazing to see your passion behind things, like how resourceful you are, how like intuitive you are, how freaking clever, intelligent, like just I love this stuff with you. Like that's really, like, sometimes I don't really know how to put it into words, but I love that this brings you alive.
Yeah.
You know?
I do.
Because like a lot of people don't have something in their life that like makes them feel like alive, that makes them feel impactful, that makes them feel like, dang, like I feel like this is the part of the reason on, you know, why I'm on this earth. Like this is my purpose. This is, a lot of people don't feel that way. So like to see you like do this and really like you're leading this, and yeah, just seeing you light up, it means so much to me that we're doing this, that we've been creating the way that we do, that we're building what we're building together, because I want you to live a life that's meaningful to you. I really, really do. I know that came out of nowhere, but I just figured I should say it.
I appreciate you, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, and let's be honest. I mean, this was completely your idea. And I didn't even fall in love with it until I started working on it. Mm-hmm. And then as I started working on it, you know, it was just like, wow. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my God, like when you really just sit down and just think about all of these things and like my mind just starts to open up and I'm just like, man, mm-hmm. This is so like amazing to me, just thinking about how much we've grown and like being able to see that there's so much truth in this.
Yeah.
And like, I think the fact that we've been through so much, you know, individually and in our marriage and just in our journey of just becoming better together, you know, in general, mm-hmm. like we've been through so much. It's so great to be able to like create something that you know is really going to be able to help people in a way that's meaningful and impactful if they really choose to use it for all that it is.
Right.
Because I'm like, man, you know what? Like I wish, I ain't gonna say I wish I'd have known some of this stuff early in life because I mean, you go through what you go through. Mm. You know what I mean? And it was everything that happened to us that brought us to this moment right now.
Exactly.
But it's dope because we get to be able to really like just pull everything that we've gotten over the years out of us and be able to give it back in a meaningful way. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man, I'm glad that I get to experience this with you. Mm-hmm. And to another point that you made, a lot of people don't know that this is kind of a complete sidebar, but it's still relevant. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that we're always thinking about what it is that we want to do next, even when we're enjoying the moment, you know, and we're resting and we're at a place to where we can just, you know, chill or enjoy whatever it is that we got going on. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that we still are always thinking about the next thing that we want to do or accomplish together and stuff like that because it keeps us so excited. Mm-hmm. And the fact that, like, I know a lot of couples, you know, they have their own individual worlds. I love the fact that we have decided to, like, bring our worlds together and to work together. Mm-hmm. Maybe it don't work for everybody, but it works for us.
Right.
And I'm glad that we've gotten to that place to where, like, now we can really dream together. We can actually work on projects together. Mm-hmm. We can be able to pull each other's, you know, strengths together and be able to work on different things, or just being able to just have things that bring us like joy and fulfillment that we can literally like just pull out of us and just like give life to.
Right.
You know, and that's so freaking exciting to me. And like for a lot of guys out there, I know that a lot of them struggle when it comes to finding purpose or passions and different things like that because they get so wrapped up in, you know, I'm just the husband and father and stuff like that. And I know that you just kind of, you know, expressed your admiration for me. Mm-hmm. And I'm sharing that because I don't know if a lot of guys know how important it is to be your own your own person.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe the particular work that you do, and also having those things that just like bring you to life that you can share with either with other people, with your spouse, whatever the case may be, to where they can see you just alive.
Yeah.
Because I think, man, like, you know, as a man, you need that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like your wife needs to see you like come alive about something that actually like lights you up and that gives your heart joy. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes, you know, a lot of guys can like lose that because they want to be so responsible. They want to make sure that certain things, you know, are taken care of in their lanes. And all of these things, man, but like that part matters too.
Right.
Like being your own person and also doing things that you're passionate about, that fill you up, so that way when you are energized and when you are, you know, feeling like your cup is full, you can still be able to pour that energy back into the people you love and be able to share that with them. And I think that's an important thing. And just to go ahead and just throw it out there.
Okay.
We talk heavily about this in chapter 15 of the book. So I just want to go ahead and say that this too is also in there. You know what I mean? Which is a great point just to be able to have that. Because like it's so important. And I know it's important just because I talked to tons of freaking, husbands at this point.
Yeah.
And wives. I'm in the communities and stuff like that too. Like I see the issues people are dealing with. So we had to address this. Like, man, it's so important. And see, pulling the best stuff that we got, man, and we pouring it all into it. So it don't matter where you at. It's gonna do a lot of good, man. I just believe it. I believe it with everything in me.
Yeah. We wouldn't be doing it if you didn't wholeheartedly believe in this. So
true that.
Yeah.
True that. And man, I'm excited about it. I'm so excited about it. And it's been a labor of love. And we not even finna sit over here and talk about like when it'll be out or nothing. When it's done, it'll be done.
Yeah. Seriously.
When it's done, it'll be done. And that's just what it is. Hopefully within the next couple of months or so, but we ain't making no promises, man. We just know that when we do share it, it'll be good. It'll be solid. And then, we'll also still be looking for those opportunities to make it better based off of the feedback and the things like that we get. So,
of course. Yeah,
man, this is going to be the game changer. And I'm, of course, as always, glad that we get to take on yet another project together, in the efforts of us becoming more and just sharing the things that have made our marriage and our connection special.
Absolutely, baby. You just gonna smile at me?
I am. You still give me like the butterflies, man. I get googly-eyed when I'm looking at you.
Quit it.
I love you, girl.
I love you.
And yeah, man, I know that was a little different than our usual episode, but I hope you guys got a lot of value out of it. And of course, we are looking forward to everything that we'll get to share with y'all, as we continue to build this thing out. And when it drops, you will know about it. But until then, family, we hope you guys have gotten a lot of value out of this because we've definitely enjoyed the conversation. As always, my name is John Tron. This is my beautiful queen,
Adorian.
And we are one dope couple. And until next time, family, peace and love.